Okay, guys, what is this? Besides looking like a mess. I scraped off some of the stuff that I had put on to this smaller piece. Because I wanted to do a mixed media. As you can see, I put some of the pet bedding and lots of sand, like lots of sand, onto this piece. But I didn't like two areas that I had done. It just didn't look right, so I scraped off some of the sand off so that it would have a place to run off of out of, because it was just enclosed. And I love that it's very rough, but I wanted to work on these areas, and I put down some white paint that I had mixed, watered it down, and I'm going to be working this over and over until I'm satisfied. And I might have to just let it completely dry, well, maybe not completely dry, but dry some more before I add any more. But I wanted to see if it would leave anything behind after at least a couple of pours here. Right now it's exploding on its own. It's just doing its own thing, and it'll do that right there if there's any sand in the way. Obviously, where the rest of it went, as you can tell, like right here, you see the little tiny little specks? That's sand right there. But everything else is pretty much flat. Like right here, you definitely see that it's got a lot of sand going on in here. I just love these little tendrils, these little rivers that it forms. But it doesn't always stay this way. You have to keep on adding layers, but you also have to wait till it semi-dries, because if you keep on putting layer after after layer, all you're doing is just adding wet on wet on wet, and it's not doing anything but just mixing itself up muddier. And you want to get where you can actually see some detail going on. Sometimes the edges, like these little tendrils here, will stay, but that depends also on how soon you add your next layer of paint. Otherwise, it'll just keep on running out, and mixing, and you'll lose even those little areas here. So you just got to be careful when you're pouring. I don't do a lot of pours, but I do them depending on what it is that I'm working on. But as you can see, it's it's starting to lose the white. You only see it around here in the center. So I'm at least hoping that I can at least keep that and what's on the edge here. If not, I'll just come back and I'll put in another layer. Over here, it looks just like a major explosion happened. It looks kind of cool though, because it looks very spatial, like something, like a star exploded in space or something. And this is also supposed to be a spatial painting. I mean, I suppose it could also be something like nautical, but I'm not going for nautical. I mean, it can be. I mean, it technically ends up being whatever it is the artist, I mean, not the artist, but the one that buys the art piece has in mind, what it looks like to them. Your job is to just create what you like, and then your buyers will be the ones that will decide why they want the piece, Your job is to have fun creating what you want to create, and their job is to decide whether or not they want that piece for their home for whatever reason. So yeah. So anywho, I thought that would be kind of cool to show off a little bit. And yes, I am painting quite a bit these days because I'm trying to get my art pieces done for this art show that I'm doing in March along with my son, and that way I don't have to do so much in February. The show is not until March 30th, so technically 2 months, right? But yeah, I just like doing things and getting them out of the way. And if I continue painting, well, then I continue painting, but at least I have my pieces. And if I want to switch out something else that I do later for one of the pieces that I'm doing now, that's cool too, right? But at least I have my pieces, and I don't have to be under pressure to do anything last minute, because I just can't. I cannot work under pressure. My son can, but I can't. I like to take my sweet time, and most of the time I'm pretty quick, but for our shows, if I really want to put something really nice out there, I want to take my time with it. So there you go. Let me know what you think, and I'm going to keep y'all posted on what happens or what this piece ends up looking like in the end. So be looking out for that. Till next time, guys. Y'all have a great weekend. Love ya. Bye.